How's that?
You're good.
All right. Okay, so welcome everybody to our opening ceremonies for Cohort 5 of the Lab2Market Prairies Validate program. So if you can all kind of have your microphones off for a second until I call upon some of the people that are going to speaking, it'll work. My name is Dimitri Balaxis. I'm the program manager for the Lab2Market program here in the Prairies. You can reach out to me using this information. But for now, on behalf of our team, I'd like to say we are very excited to have another group of amazing STEM researchers going through our program. Here's a quick glance at today's agenda. I'm going to make a few quick introductions, during which you will be welcomed by some of our entrepreneurial ecosystem partners that are here today. We're excited to have them here. There will be some opening remarks and a few words about the Validate program from a couple of our facilitators. All of our facilitators will kind of, you'll get a chance to hear their voice today and see their face. We'll hear from a guest venture entrepreneur and some of the Lab2Market alumni. Oops, here we go. Just going to print that all up there. And our Cohort 5s teams will introduce themselves at the tail end. So that's going to be our day for today. We're excited to kind of invite you into our community. So we're going to start with introductions. Today's ceremony is all about introductions. We want you to familiarize yourself with all of the important faces that are a part of this Cohort 5. We think of them as community. Besides those you will encounter today, there is a greater community, which is part of our local and national ecosystem here in Canada for Lab2Market. But there are other people, there are ecosystem partners that you want to get to know. These folks are going to be key to your journey. We're encouraging you to immerse yourself into this community and benefit from the collective wisdom sourced from everyone that you're going to meet along the way. Here are a few people that I work with in our program, and we give the program its structure. HJ is our Associate Vice President. Lauren is our Director. You will hear from him shortly. Amanda is my partner in crime. Yeah. Together, we are a solid team. We are the ops team. In a general sense, we're kind of the hosts of the program. You'll be seeing our faces a lot throughout the program. A few more faces here. This is our rock star team of facilitators. Get to know those faces. You'll hear from each of them today, as I said, and you're going to get to know them very, very well over the next 10 to 12 weeks. We're fortunate to have Leah, Henry, Andrea, and Rosalie to teach and to guide and to mentor and coach you through the entrepreneurial journey. They are one of the top teams in our country. I can boast that because I have looked at the metrics and the feedback, and they have gotten some great accolades since we've brought them onto our team. So very excited for you to meet them as well. And that's not all. Here are the faces of 11 mentors that we have brought on this time around. You're going to meet them weekly during our roundtable style mentor Q&A sessions. These are super engaging and incredibly valuable sessions. Be ready for some amazing discussions with these folks, and take the opportunity to meet with them one-on-one as well. It's part of our program for you to draw from their wisdom and all of their knowledge as well. So, without further ado, here are some faces that you're going to hear from a couple of minutes each. These 5 people speak on behalf of some of our key partners within our entrepreneurial ecosystem. Take note of these folks and what they represent. It will be well worth your while to reach out and get to know them along the way. If you are serious about commercializing, they represent critical assets to your growth. I'm going to leave this slide up. You can all take turns from left to right, starting with Lauren for a couple of minutes. And if you want, you can put your digital hand up so that you pop up to the top of the screen while you're talking. But for now, I'm just going to leave this slide up so people can kind of know who it is that's speaking. Lauren, you're up.
Okay, I'll raise my hand. So I go to the top corner there. Good morning, everybody. And I just want to welcome everyone to what is our 5th cohort for the National Lab2Market Validate program that we've been running here out of the Prairies. To all the participants, I want to say congratulations. You're part of a very select and very important community of entrepreneurs from not only just within Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, within the Prairies, but across the country. I sometimes when I'm going through this, I'm thinking about what sort of advice that I'd like to give to everybody. And I like to say is that when you go through this program, it's hopefully going to be a lot of fun, but it's also going to be challenging. And there are going to be points throughout this entire program. There'll be different points for each of you where this happens, where you might start to think, this is too hard, this is too challenging. Why am I doing this? Maybe this doesn't apply to me. When you hit that wall, and every one of you will hit a point in the program where you start to have those questions pop up. Understand that every single trainee, every single Lab2Market Validate participant across the country, whether they've been in BC or in Newfoundland, has reached a point in the Validate training program where they have those same questions. And so when it does happen to you, my advice and my encouragement is to lean on the advice and the experience of your facilitators, of your mentors, everyone that's up on the slide, all the ecosystem partners. Know that we're all in this together, and we all want you to succeed. And if you have challenges, we want to make sure that you don't try and work your way through them necessarily alone. Understand that there are a lot of people pulling for you, a lot of people pulling for your success. And I really encourage you to utilize the experience and the knowledge that is available with everyone who is contributing their time and their experience to the Validate program. So, my role within the partnerships office is that, a big component of what we do at the PKMI office is around intellectual property support. So if you have questions around how do I protect my IP, what is important around, do I need a trademark? Do I need copyright? What are the different things that we can do? I encourage you to reach out to me. I'm always happy to have a conversation around intellectual property. If I don't know the answer, we have a fabulous team here within the office. If I don't know the answer to one of your questions, I can guarantee you that I can put you in touch with somebody who will. So with that, I'll keep it short and brief, and I'll say again, congratulations. You're in for a great time, and I really look forward to following all of your journey throughout the course.
Okay, thank you so much. And Dimitri, did you want Joelle to go next?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, I'll just take it from there. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday on this cold, crisp day. My name is Joelle Foster, and I'm the president and CEO for North Forge. So North Forge, we are a incubator accelerator that also runs one of the largest fabrication labs or makerspaces in North America. So we're we're like the next step. If you decide that you really want to commercialize your idea after you leave Lab2Market, then coming into our program is a great next step for you. And what we do is we have entrepreneurs in residence, mentors, clinics. We have an angel network. Almost all our programming is online, but we are on the same floor. Like, I oversee 32,000 square feet, but here at the university on the 4th floor, just down the hall from Lab2Market and Lauren's team, you can find us. We have co-working spaces, we have common space. So if you're ever just wanting to hang out an afternoon, work on your projects, you can come here, no problem. And you can meet other entrepreneurs that are going through our program. I would say about 60% of our founders are from the University of Manitoba. They're in the sciences, the engineering, and they understand what that next step is to commercialization. A lot of people ask us, who do we work with? We work with everyone from ag tech, robotics, clean tech, SaaS, med tech, hardware, software. And because we have the fabrication lab, we work with advanced manufacturing companies as well. Hardware and prototypes. We've got some dentists that are using our space to further their technology, wearables, 3D printing. And then one of the really exciting things that we have is Elevate IP. So if anyone is looking to do intellectual property, so we provide up to $25,000 for IP strategy, and you don't have to be a part of Northforge. And if you decide that you want to patent or do a trademark or a copyright or industrial design, we can offset your costs anywhere from 70 to 90%. And we're only doing that for the next 2.5 years. So we're telling people, get in early. And yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you. This is an incredible journey that you're all going on. You're in great hands. I see some of the mentors are from Northforge, so I'm sure you'll hear more about that. But we have an open door policy here. Come by and say hi anytime. Thank you.
Thank you, Joelle. And if we'll queue up Deborah.
All right. Well, I have a little bit of laryngitis this morning, so my apologies for that. But first of all, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to a truly amazing, amazing program and experience. And I know Joelle and I were both probably, we were the ones that together with Lauren's team and everything, we're actively involved with L2M right from the start. And so we have a great understanding and knowledge of what this is all about. I particularly like it. I do come out of private sector. I particularly like it because it really gives you firsthand knowledge and experience and immersion into what it's like to run a business and enter into that magical world of commercialization. So I'd like to say, first of all, welcome. It's going to be an amazing ride for each and every one of you. Remember today, and then on the last day, remember how far you've come, because it is knowledge and experience that will take you through the rest of your life, and truly an exceptional experience. I come from the University of Manitoba now, head up the Stu Clark Center for Entrepreneurship. The Stu Clark Center is here for all the needs of students, and we branch off into community a little bit, but we are primarily here for the student population of the University of Manitoba. Everything we do is complimentary. We don't charge. So, you know, come on in, as Joelle has said, come on in, and we are here to help. One of your advisors, I think, is Ben Isaachoff, who is our startup coach here. So please feel free to tap into him. And, you know, I guess overall, the other things that we do here, we do provide a number of different services. One of them is the Startup Coach Program. Another one is we host the largest international business plan competition for undergrad and grad level students in the province. And it's set to go April 18th through the 20th this year. If you are considering or think about it as you are developing your plans and everything, the deadline to apply is February 20th. You don't have to have a full market plan, business plan done by then. But all you have to do is have an executive summary and come in and apply. We host it at the Hotel Fort Garry. It's an amazing event. And there are $60,000 in prize monies up for grabs for those students who come in second, third, or fourth within the competition. So I invite you to check us out at the Stu Clark Center for Entrepreneurship. We also, as you can tell, we are very involved with the community. The Stu Clark Center is the essential connector from the university and our student population to that outside world. And we definitely try and ensure that you're covered on all bases. So please come introduce yourself, come and see us at the center. And I look forward to seeing your final presentations. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Just checking to see if Daniel's here.
Daniel wasn't able to join. Oh, he's actually just popping in right now. We'll let him in.
Popping in. There
Let
you go.
Rajiv go first, and then we can let Daniel introduce himself right after.
Sounds good. Rajiv, you're up.
All right, thank you. And good morning and welcome to everybody. And mighty congratulations to all of you to making this in the cohort. And like all of my colleagues earlier said, that this is a great opportunity. The whole ecosystem, entire ecosystem here is great and available to all of you to make use of. And I am the program manager for one of the newest initiatives by the University of Manitoba in the entrepreneurial space. It's called Ideas Start. And we are here to basically help anybody who is connected to the university, be it students, faculty, researchers, alumni, staff, anybody who is having an idea and wanting to convert that idea into a startup of some kind. We are here to help. We are really new. We've just launched ourselves late last year in November, and we are still setting up our space in the university campus at the university center at 100 level. You will find me at that corner, which used to be the hair salon earlier. That's where we are. And the place is under works, but temporarily I'll be there every Friday between 10 to 1. If in case any one of you want to come in and have a chat. Personally, I've been an entrepreneur thrice. I've done 3 startups, 2 in education technology and 1 in hospitality, and have also been an angel investor. And my last stint was leading the startup incubation program in Bangalore, India. So if you need anything in connection with understanding how you need to, let's say, for example, raise funding or make a marketing plan, or how do you go ahead and acquire your early customers, any kind of support that you need. I'm also going to be one of the mentors in the program, so you can come and reach us out. So with that, I just want to wish you all the best and hope to meet each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajiv. And Daniel, we just went out of order, but it's your turn next. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your involvement with our partnership in the ecosystem?
Yeah, for sure. And sorry, I was a little bit late. Kind of recovering from COVID right now, so very just all over the place right now with where I'm at mentally. But yeah, we're from the Science Innovation Hub, and basically at the University of Manitoba. So I don't know if most of you are from the University of Manitoba or if you're from universities across the prairies, but happy to speak to all of you. But for University of Manitoba students specifically, we are the Faculty of Sciences entrance to the entrepreneurial ecosystem. So we realize that there are a lot of really great ideas that come from people from STEM, and a lot of those ideas don't get realized because there's a lack of business knowledge. So we're trying to integrate ourselves in a way that we can basically take people from science with great ideas into the entrepreneurial ecosystem, connect them with mentors, connect them with business students, connect them with the broader, really the broader knowledge of entrepreneurship that exists like within the University of Manitoba. Additionally, we have some great opportunities for people to practice pitching. So we have a pitch competition that's taking place in March of this year. And so we have an opportunity to win $3,000 by signing up for our Science Innovation Hub pitch competition. We also have several workshops and open houses that we put on throughout the year just to teach people about some really cool things in entrepreneurship, such as social entrepreneurship. We have a social enterprise workshop taking place next week, actually. So if anyone is in the University of Manitoba region, definitely feel free to come out to that. And we also have another workshop taking place in February, which is all about really mental health and taking care of yourself as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is a very, very intense and very, very exciting thing to be a part of, but it's also just as important, if not more important, to take care of yourself before you jump into anything. You know, you come before the business. So definitely take a look at our website. I can post a link in the chat pretty soon after I'm finished talking. But yeah, there's some great opportunities that exist with us. And yeah, that's probably the best I can say right now. I'm a little bit mentally cloudy right now, just again, COVID brain. But I'm looking forward to speaking with all of you as the semester progresses, as Lab2Market progresses. So yeah, definitely looking forward to learning about everybody's great ideas here.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Daniel. And thank you to all of our ecosystem partners. I just want you to take a look at the slide again and just look at what each of these folks represents. Whether you're in Manitoba on campus here or whether you're in your own campus at your university, because we basically have a few different provinces that we work with during this cohort, look for people that belong to these categories. It is very important to connect and network and talk to as many people as possible and kind of harness that collective wisdom that comes from the ecosystem, the entrepreneurial ecosystem within your region. A lot of these folks are accessible to you as well, because Zoom has made it a smaller world. And so a lot of opportunities exist on our campus for all of our participants, but as well as on your campuses as well. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing here for a second, but Leah is going to give us some opening remarks to set the stage for the experience you will be a part of. Now, although Leah is not here today, she has used the magic of tech, and she has pre-recorded her remarks. No shortage of energy, whether she's recorded or in person. You're going to get to meet Leah and interact with her in person later this week during boot camp. But I'm just going to stop sharing. And Amanda, let's hear from Leah.
Of course, I will just queue up Leah here on screen. 1 sec, we'll start over again here.
Facilitators this week. And
And here we go.
hello and welcome. I am Leah. I am one of your bootcamp facilitators this week. And first off, I am really sorry that I can't be there live with you today, but I'm very excited to join in A, by this video message, and B, seeing you all on Wednesday. So I am a marketer, a teacher, and an entrepreneur. I've spent about 10 years of my career in corporate communications in the early days, in marketing, and working with some of the country's largest organizations and trade associations. And then I've spent the last about 6.5, almost 7 years now as an entrepreneur, actually running a firm. It's called Kelford Inc. I run it with my husband, and we specialize in marketing strategy for entrepreneurs, positioning them in the market to find their ideal customers and to make a difference. I am so excited to be here and part of Bootcamp with you and the start of this really cool journey that you're about to go on. I'm here to encourage you, to cheer you on, to ensure you're celebrating your successes and your progress, to offer guidance and get you to a place where you're feeling more confident in yourselves and your interactions in the market as an aspiring entrepreneur. Now, at the end of the day, in my opinion, entrepreneurs, what we need is to believe in ourselves. We need to be confident enough to go out into that world, be different in a meaningful, demonstratable way. We need the structures around us to manage all of the demands on our time, on our energy, on our resources. And we need the resiliency to be able to keep going when things get hard, because things get hard. But this program is going to help you learn and bring those elements together. And beyond the structure of the program itself, your facilitators and all the mentors that are part of this wonderful program as well are going to help you form these structures, build that resiliency, find that entrepreneurial joy as you go about things. It's all absolutely wonderful. And so let's kick this off. Let's figure this out and see where we're actually going with all of this. Welcome to Lab2Market Validate. So what is this? What is this all about? Let's take a quick look at the program. So Lab2Market exists to guide participants through the early stage entrepreneurial journey, and that is a mouthful. But Lab2Market really is this national program, as you know, that helps you brilliant minds in STEM graduate and postdoctoral programs, reimagine what the future could look like, because there are more paths for you outside of the lab. So through these programs, you can explore entrepreneurship. You can determine if there is a budding passion in there that you want to investigate. And if so, these programs help you build those critical entrepreneurial skills, connect you to a national and international network, huge value in that alone, that can then help you turn those ideas into successful businesses. So there's actually 3 pillars in the Canadian Lab2Market structure. There's Discover, which some of you may have been through. That really is kind of getting at what is entrepreneurship? What could this look like? Is this something that interests me? There's Lab2Market Validate, which you are all part of right now. And there's Lab2Market Launch. Now, each of these is facilitated by specialists, by entrepreneurs, by mentors, and by industry experts. So as I mentioned, Discover, first point of entry. And really, at this point, you're not necessarily going to go back to this, but it's good to understand Discover in case there's other people in your lab or in your networks, in your family, in your communities who are interested in entrepreneurship and who become inspired by you. Discover is a really good point of entry for them. It's an online program. It helps you explore entrepreneurship and the potential of transforming and translating your academic research into potentially world-changing businesses. That's pretty awesome. With Validate, the one that you're in right now, we're going to provide you with the space and some time to really dig into the possibilities of your work through an entire customer discovery process. That's the heartbeat of Lab2Market Validate. It's validating a market opportunity for your work. And from here, you can actually graduate off into the Lab2Market Launch program, where this one helps participants develop that finer skill set to really become resilient innovators and entrepreneurs and, as the name suggests, launch a business. And then there's Lab2Market Build. Now, this is the newest addition to our programs. It's about a year old now, and fascinating program. So Build is focused on products, offered in partnership with Natural Sciences and the Engineering Research Council of Canada. This is a year-long program, and it provides supplementary entrepreneurship to support to NSERC grant recipients who are looking to actually build out their ideas into a market-ready product. So with Lab2Market Build, you'll have the opportunity to acquire kind of this comprehensive knowledge base about all aspects specifically of product development. And the goal of this particular branch is to bring that entrepreneurs and those ecosystem builders from academic and venture worlds together. So as you move through Validate, if you leave this program and go, this is it, guys, I want to move forward in entrepreneurship. I want to build a business. I want to take my research from the lab. There's space in the market and it's a physical product. Lab2Market Build is definitely something you're going to want to investigate. But we're not here for Build. We're here for Validate. So this is the bootcamp, the pre-programming, if you will, of the Lab2Market Validate program. The program itself, 4 months, comes with the $15,000 in funding. I know you're all very excited about that one, but it comes importantly with the entrepreneurial training and a lot of resources for your team. And it's comprised of your principal investigator and your entrepreneurial lead. That's you folks. So students, you're no longer students, you're aspiring entrepreneurs, and you are the driver behind these research projects, gaining invaluable, in our opinion, skills from this program. But the important part is the experience from the rigorous, data-driven customer discovery process that you are about to embark on. It's a little intimidating. It's really, really fun to dig into once you get your feet underneath you, and we're going to help you get to that point. So in this Lab2Market Validate program, it's built off the experiences and the lessons learned in the US I-Core program and the UK's I-Cure program. But at the heart of it, the goal here for all of us facilitators, for all of the mentors, for all of the program administrators behind this, the goal is to help you validate the customer and the market for your technology or your innovation. It is very specifically not about validating the technology or the idea itself. It's about the market acceptance, the market opportunity, the possibility of taking this from lab to market and being successful in that. So it's about finding potential customers, about learning about the market that you might join, where you might fit best. It's about discovering nuances in business. And oh boy, there's a lot of nuances in the business, especially once you expand out of Canada and go to an international market, which many of you might do or will certainly do as you explore your customer discovery. Why we encourage you to do this now, kind of the brilliance behind the Validate program, is that doing this work now, hard as it is going to be, allows you to reduce a lot of the risk of entering a market and simply failing. This is testing the market, seeing what demand and what opportunity is out there, learning more about competitive forces that are at play in a very supportive, educational, entrepreneurial, experienced environment. We're doing our best to make this the safest, most pleasant, positive learning experience for you as you embark on this new adventure. It's a little wild out there, especially with global trends the way they're going right now in trade and the movement and economics and all of these things. So this is a really a great de-risking opportunity for you as you start exploring some of this. So it's an opportunity really to validate your hypotheses, your assumptions, your idea, not around the technology or the process you're developing, but around what entrepreneurship itself could look like for you. So this program, both in the bootcamp and in the core, you're going to put your best scientist hat on during all of this work. You're going to experiment. You're going to test a lot of hypotheses. You are absolutely going to stumble. You are most certainly going to fail various experiments at various points in time because every single entrepreneur out there does. They have, they are, and they will. And what sets them apart from others is that they're okay picking themselves up, dusting themselves off, and trying again, because failing at something is learning something really interesting. And so now we can adjust and we can try again. And that's the process. And it's one of those major learning tools for every entrepreneur, and part of why Validate is such a cool program to start in, because we're all going to go through this together. And you're going to have facilitators and mentors in a more vulnerable state, open and eager to share their stories of success, of failure, of setback, of stumbles, of triumphs, of wild and wacky experiences. And you'll understand that you are absolutely not alone in this process. We are all here with you. We've been there. We're so excited to see you exploring it, and we're here to help you move that forward. So the program offerings, in a nutshell: curriculum. It's awesome. It's taught. It's mentored by us. It's made up of lectures. It's made up of a lot of practical exercises. You will be rolling up your sleeves and experimenting throughout the classes themselves. It's field testing ideas, and there's a strong structure behind everything, underpinning everything to really develop and refine your skills. You can take those back into the lab. You can take those into an organization you might choose to join, or you can take those into building your own. Beautifully transferable skills. There's funding. There is $15,000 to support the cost of getting your ideas off the ground. That's actually a $10,000 stipend to the entrepreneurial leads, and there's $5,000 for project-related expenses, so you have a little buffer of cash if there's a conference you want to attend, subscriptions you want to try out, books or tools you want to have as you go forth exploring and validating the hypothesis of the market you might enter. Access. Ooh, this is my favorite part of the program itself. The offering that is most often underutilized is the access you get by being in Lab2Market. And that is a best-in-class mentors, that is connections, that is industry opportunity for conversations, and that is meeting the experts, the leaders in various fields. Take advantage. We have IP agents, we have lawyers, we have accountants, all here able to answer your questions as well. Without this program, those services are very expensive. And so take advantage and have those conversations. Ask questions you do not know the answers to. Ask questions you do think you know the answers to. Ask the question, what should I be asking? I don't even know where to start. It's a great place when you're talking to all these folks. Manage your time accordingly, but be sure to have those conversations. They're really important. And tied beautifully into that is the network effect. Entrepreneurship can be a really lonely path from time to time, because you don't start out with an office full of peers. It's kind of all on you or maybe one other person you're working with. So building this network, building this community for yourself, it starts today with these opening ceremonies. Your cohort, these new peers of yours in this program, we, the facilitators and mentors, are all now part of your network. Connect with the alumni. You'll meet a few of them in fireside chats. We are coast to coast to coast and actually a few oceans apart now. So you are not alone when you are part of the Lab2Market family, which you now are. So don't try to do this all by yourself. Look around you. The support is there. So why on earth does any of this exist? I feel that a lot of you probably have a good sense of why this exists now, but let's cover it off, because here's the big thing. The problem out there that we are seeing in the industry, that we are seeing as kind of entrepreneurial educators, is that Canada overall has poor commercialization performance compared to other countries. There's a lot of reasons why that's the case, but there is a bit of a brain drain happening down to the States, where funding is often more readily available, where risk tolerances are different. And so to help bring Canadian innovation to market, to compete better in a global marketplace, this is where the Lab2Market program really kind of plugs into a broader collection of solutions and ideas that are being tested to help this, because we have brilliance and development happening right here, right now in our universities. You are evidence of that. But relative to other countries, we aren't commercializing at the same pace. So the problem is the research, taking research out of a lab and into the market, that's a problem for us right now, and one that we definitely want to solve. Our tested hypothesis was to adapt the proven programs in the US and the UK and then implement them across the country to help academics just like yourself explore entrepreneurship and all that it can offer. And so far, it's delivering really, really positive outcomes. So welcome. Welcome. I'm so excited to be here on day one of all of this to tell you welcome to the Lab2Market Prairies Bootcamp, to the Lab2Market Prairies Validate program. We are so excited that you are here. We are all so eager to help you on your journey, and we ask that you give this your all, because you and your idea absolutely deserve that. Thank you so much. Congratulations on making it this far. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see all of you on Wednesday. Take care.
Alrighty. So thank you to Leah. And again, we're going to see her and you're going to experience all of that energy later in the week. Another great facilitator is going to talk to you right now. It's going to give you a little bit of an overview of the program and continue to kind of frame things and set the stage for your entrepreneurial journey through the Lab2Market program. So Henry, I will advance the slides for you. Go ahead, you're up.
All right, good morning and welcome everyone. Excuse me, joining you guys from Bozeman, Montana, as Leah was talking about the US, doing some new initiatives for the US-based company. Welcome guests, congratulations to the participants. Just quickly, my name is Henry Floreal, so I will be one of the facilitators for Cohort 5, and then very excited to help support, coach you guys through your journey, to this entrepreneurial journey of yours. So my background, so I'm an engineer. I went to the Royal Military College. I graduated with an electrical engineering degree, spent about 10 years in aerospace, and then switched to medical devices a long time ago. Won't share how long ago, after I got my MBA from Arizona State University. So today I'm a marketer, engineer. I'm primarily focused on delivering new solutions to the healthcare sector. I lead several startups. I'm a coach, I'm an advisor, I'm a director of startups, everything related to medical devices, which is my passion to help deliver a new solution. Because obviously we all need to have some passion in what we do. The reason I love medical devices so much is that it helps patients directly. My dad was actually a Medtronic patient for 30-some years, the pacemakers that he had. And also I've met several patients that have actually said how great what I do to keep them alive. So that is a great motivator to keep going and then to make advances in technologies and help people live longer, healthier lives. So quickly, go next slide, Dimitri, please. So what is a startup journey? Just a quick introduction. So what is the Gartner Hype Cycle? It's a graphical presentation developed by the American Research Advisory Group. And then it really represents the journey that entrepreneurs go through in, embarking on this journey to actually come up with a new idea. So first phase, it starts with a technology trigger, right? So it's a potential technology breakthrough. It kicks things off. It's an early proof of concept. Stories, some media interest triggers significant publicity. Usually there really isn't any products that exist or something that is actually not commercially viable. So it leaves you to wonder, is there an unmet need that this technology could satisfy? And also, is there a market? Next click, please. So the second part is really the peak of inflated expectation. So there's early publicity. There's a lot of success stories, usually accompanied by stories of failures. Some companies take action, most do not. There's tons of excitement. Dreams of the potential next Elon Musk start to arise. Next click. Next phase is what they call the trough of disillusionment. It's early interest wanes as experiments and experimentation fail. Producer technology shake out or fail. So that's when we see a lot of entrants during the peak of inflated expectation, and then a lot of people exit either because they fail or the interest wanes or they can actually prove that the technology is viable. So some people continue. There's still investment that continues to pour in, and then the surviving providers improve their products to the satisfaction of early adopters. The next phase is the slope of an enlightenment. Thanks, Dimitri. So more instances of how the technology can benefit the enterprise start to crystallize and become more widely understood. The second and third generation products appear from the technology providers, and more enterprises fund pilots. Companies remain cautious. And last, the plateau of, Go back one, sorry. Plateau productivity. So there's mainstream adoptions start to take off. The criteria for assessing the provider viability are more clearly defined. Usually the technology broad market applicability and relevance is clearly paying off. And if the technology has more than a niche market, then it'll continue to grow in additional sectors or markets. So what we're trying to do here with Lab2Market as facilitators, mentors, and Dimitri and Amanda is really to help shorten the cycle. Going to give you the tools, the encouragement, support to get you through, some of the slope of enlightenment. So that's what we're trying to do, right? So we get into segment, you've got a great technology you feel excited about. So we're trying to shorten that cycle to get you through to the plateau of productivity, and then what the product is in the marketplace, and then essentially there's broad adoption taking place. Next slide, please. So the program, build up one more. So pre-program or bootcamp, I think you'll hear all of us facilitators or the ops teams refer to it as pre-program, but bootcamp. So just bear with us. So that's kind of what we're starting today. It's going to last a full week. It's really going to give you the introduction, to give you the tools to get you out there to start on your journey. So what we're trying to do right now is just give you quick tools, really start into the entrepreneurial journey, get out of the lab and talk to potential customers, stakeholders, and mentors to help you through. Next click. Then next step is the core program. So the core program is really give you the details of all the tools to help you continue through. So it's gonna consist of workshops, expert support with your mentors, and then it's gonna help build an iterative business plan, and then it helps you actually test your technology, test the market, and then help you through understanding how do you need to refine a product, how do you need to refine your marketing pitch, help you deliver, prepare a message to really expand beyond what you are in the lab. So that's kind of what the core program consists of. 1 second. There it is. Okay, next click. And then, there's a post program, not really that structured. So it's essentially just go through the result you've accumulated so far. There is some responsibilities associated with the administrators of the program, but we as facilitators, we actually end the journey with you at the end of the core program. Next click. I think that's it. Oh, the curriculum. Okay, go through. So what does that consist of? So every Tuesday morning, we'll have scrums. So scrums essentially groups of, I think there's 5 participants per facilitators. So essentially it's a 1 hour and 15 minutes meeting. People talk about their progress, any problems that they may be having, how they can help each other. So really is a chance to harness the collective wisdom of the group. There'll be some presentations some of the weeks, but it's really the time to build community with 5 participants and their facilitators to help each other out about what roadblock they may be encountering, what tips and tricks each others have actually have to help make progress. Next click. Then after the scrum, so this slight typo, the workshops are on Tuesday as well. So the workshops are 10:30 to 12. So it's 1 hour, it's 90 minutes designed to equip you with entrepreneurial skills needed to conduct your market research. So each week, there'll be a different topic that'll be introduced to each one of you. So it consists of 90 minutes, facilitator-led, but it's really a workshop. It's not a didactic session specifically, but it's really a workshop to expand upon one key skills to help you through the journey. Next click. Mentorship. So we're going to have every week, hopefully as many mentors are available from 1 to 2 p.m. on Tuesdays, where there'll be a pool of mentors. So we do our program a little differently here at Lab2Market Prairies compared to some of the programs. So instead of having one mentor assigned per participants, it'll be a pool of mentors available to expand upon the wisdom to help answer any questions that each of you may have. So they will serve to supplement the lecturers, assist you in any challenges you have facing, and provide guidance on your market research efforts. So we do have a structured 1 hour session with the mentors, but that does not preclude you from actually taking additional time with a mentor, right? So with the pool of mentors we have, diverse background. So if you have a specific question for a mentor and want to take some additional time with a mentor, we strongly encourage you guys to actually book time with a mentor specifically on the topic, in addition to the 1-hour sessions that we have each and every week. Next click. Support. So the Lab2Market team will host an office hours. That's optional every week. So Amanda and Dimitri will be there to assist you guys and answer any of your questions. And if the questions require either a mentor or facilitator, they will facilitate getting the answer from the actual broader community supporting you. Next click. And then socials. So we'll have social, they're not in person, to my great chagrin. So I think they're every 2 weeks. It's a opportunity to connect. Mentors are invited, facilitators are invited, participants are invited. It's a chance to informally connect with others and then build a broader entrepreneurial community within the Manitoba system. Next slide. Okay, our expectation. So we're expecting you guys to fully commit yourself to the program and the process. Specific metrics, we are expecting you guys to do 1,000 plus requests for stakeholder interviews. The market research to do 100 plus stakeholder interviews, and then work hard, commit yourself, complete the exercises, be present and engaging to the sessions, and then be willing to learn from your failures. So why the 1,000 plus requests? Obviously, because we believe getting people on their schedule, getting people to commit to the interviews, it's about a 10% success rate. So the more outreach you perform, the more likely you are to achieve that 100 plus stakeholder interviews. And that number is based on research. It's not a fake number that we came up with. It's a research-based number to give you the confidence that you've been able to validate concretely your hypotheses. I do that on a regular basis. It's a continual exercise, so it does not start and stop with Lab2Market. It always continues. Give an example. For each of my product that I have a customer panel that actually connect with them monthly. So as a marketing leader, I have this expectation of my marketing teams that they connect with their key opinion leaders on a monthly basis, and they actually see them in person at least yearly. So it is a continuous journey. Doing stakeholder interviews does not start and end with Lab2Market. It's always continues. And then that's the best way to get product improvement, is to actually talk and interview directly your customers. Next click. Want to invest in yourself, those around you in the program, want you to cultivate a growth mindset, skills, want hustle, be an entrepreneur, and entrepreneurs is to be a hustler. You're always a hustler and you're selling. So some of you may be reluctant to sell, but you always have something to sell, either yourself, your idea, or your company. So you're always selling. So be ready to be in a growth and sales mindset. I want you guys to invest in the community around you and source crowd wisdom, and then provide feedback and support each other's journey. And I think that's it. Any questions for me? Just look into, is there anything in the chat to monitor, Amanda? No.
Nothing in the chat. No, you're good.
Excellent. All right, that's it. Well, once again, welcome everyone. Congratulations to participant, and looking forward to interact with each one of you during the course of this program.
All right. Thank you, Henry. That should give us a pretty good kind of framing of what we're going to do. This next young person, Diogo, is an amazing young man that I have had the pleasure of being a growth coach to. He's our guest speaker today, and he's a venture entrepreneur. It's our pleasure to have him speak some words of encouragement to you today. So I'm hoping he's here. Diogo, can we hear from you?
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Diogo, welcome here.
That's a yes, right? You guys can hear me? Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Dimitri. And so, hey, everyone. I'm Jogo. And we provide mostly grocery stores and restaurants for a way to amplify the reach with tap and share posters. They have smart technology that lets customers tap their phone onto it and instantly get promotions, coupons, bonus rewards if they share a coupon with a friend. No clicks, no apps, just taps. So that was one of our earlier pitches from back when we co-founded our startup about 3 years ago. There were older ones, but this was one of the earlier ones I could find. And I'm assuming, even though it's been less than a minute, most of you probably don't remember most of what I said already and probably didn't catch most of that, right? If anything, you were probably tuning out a little bit, right? And you might say, well, none of you are really my customers, and so maybe that's why it didn't really resonate, right? But the funny thing is, when we said these things to our actual customers, they would often tune it out even more, right? Specifically in our case, they're enterprises in a very traditional industry. And so things like apps, logins, and this kind of lingo isn't really the stuff they talk about on a day-to-day. So it's even easier for them to tune out, right? But this is how we started, right? Prior to really understanding customer discovery, understanding why and how it really works. And once we did is how things started to change, right? And I'm sure lots of you will find that you'll likely end up making a lot of similar mistakes that most entrepreneurs make early on in their journey, right? After all, the best entrepreneurs are often the kind that think out of the box and challenge the status quo, right? You're not ones to often just listen for rules for the sake of listening to them, right? And so you'll try to break some of them, and in the process, you'll find out why they were there in the first place, right? But that's the road of an entrepreneur. It's not linear. It's not the well-trodden path, but you also find unique things along the way, unique insights that you'll can only really get firsthand, right? And if you understand why the process is important early on and listen to those around you kind of guiding you along the way, you'll often end up finding yourself saving a lot of trouble, not having to reinvent the wheel every single time for everything, as I'm sure you will for many other things as well, right? And one of these core rules, right, that you'll often hear in startup circles is that sales must be founder-led, right? This is one of the ones that I struggle with the most because I don't have a sales background, right? This was my very first business. And I'm assuming that's probably where most of you are today as well, right? Sales isn't something that you're probably really well versed in, right? And so when you keep hearing from many, many places throughout your journey that you can't just outsource sales, you can't just have other people doing sales for you, right? That doesn't work. You can't help but think, oh, why, right? And I think oftentimes the issues that we have with sales is because people outside of the world of sales, when we hear that word, we tend to think about that slimy, kind of pushy salesman, right? This very stereotypical version of what a salesman is. But the sad reality is that's just bad sales, right? And the reality of that is that's kind of just the bad apples catching the attention of the majority of us, right? That kind of person is very me. They're all about their solution, what they can offer, right? They're very kind of self-centered. They're not customer-centric, right? They're not focused on the people that they're trying to help. And customer discovery is kind of that exact angle, right? It's the opposite of that. It's became very clear to me with one big revelation that at the end of the day, customer discovery is just about curiosity. It's about this intense curiosity about the customer, not about what you have to offer necessarily, right? If you just put aside all agenda, right? When you're on the phone trying to get the interview, when you're actually interviewing them, if you're not thinking about how can I close this person, how can I get them on my side, if you just be openly curious and just listen to what they have to say, their problems, what their day-to-day looks like, right? What's on their mind. Just be curious. Like if you're trying to make a friend, right? You'll often find that you'll end up learning a ton more and it'll be much, much more useful. You never know what it will end up being useful to, right? And more importantly, it's a more human thing, right? You connect with people better. And this is the other thing that took me a little while to understand, right? Networking seems to be this thing that's very professional. Let's exchange business cards, handshakes, right? But you can have a really, really big number on your LinkedIn connections list or, a bunch of business cards. But none of these people are going to do you any favors if you didn't really connect with them, right? And so it doesn't matter if it's networking, sales, traditional customer discovery, all of these things just come up to being very customer centric. Be curious. And I'm sure that's probably what a lot of you are at heart, right? You're researchers. And so you know how to do this really well. And so just apply that to here. And I think you'll find that this is actually a lot easier in practice when you kind of handle these things, right? The thing that's interesting about business, right, is the market won't ever be nice to you, right? But I think that's also what's beautiful, right? people will be nice to you when talking to you during interviews and in conversations, especially in Canada, right? We're all very kind to one another, but they're not going to be necessarily nice to you with their wallets, right? And so you have to be able to discern really, what is really going on in their mind, and really understand how they think about things, the things that are most important to them, right? Business is about not solving just any problem. It's about solving the problems that are most important to the people that you're trying, to your customers, right? Specifically, right? What are the most important problems to them? Because that's what people will spend money on, right? Or even just time considering these decisions, especially if you're selling to businesses instead of end users, right? And so we actually started in a very similar position that probably many of you are at right now. We had a solution that we thought could be really useful to a lot of potential businesses. We actually had a couple of different ideas for customers, but we had to explore maybe the specifics, right? Validate some things. And the funny thing is that's actually a little bit backwards business-wise, right? Normally you want to start with someone who you're really passionate about, a specific customer that you want to solve, and then you'll figure out what solution you want to help provide them, right? But that's okay. That's okay, right? Because again, as long as you can kind of trust the process, remove all agenda, and listen to them very, very openly, and you'll often find either maybe that you're on the right track, or maybe there's a different person that they can point you towards, right? You'll kind of end up piecing together piece by piece the puzzle, and the vision will become clearer over time, right? And it'll require a lot of patience. It'll require a lot of perseverance. But I'm sure that's something that all of you can do, as I'm sure you're very, very clever to even be in this room to begin with, right? And you have a lot of support to help you kind of get there, right? And so kind of just to close this off again, don't worry about selling in that traditional kind of definition of the word, right? Just be open to changing your mind about what selling exactly means, right? And be curious about your customer, and the rest will kind of take care of itself once you find the right match. Our ideal customer, once we kind of hit the nail on the head, quite literally told us, "Hey, can I be your guinea pig? I see you as a big potential for my company, and so I would like to be your guinea pig and try things out." And so, as you talk to many, many people, just keep that in mind. Be patient. And I'm sure you will all come out of this either grown a lot as a person, business-wise, professionally, in various ways, or with a greatly successful startup kind of up and going. Thank you, and good luck, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, Jogo. Wise words, and words that we're going to be emphasizing throughout the program. What I want to do right now is I want to take about 15 minutes for a break, just to avoid some Zoom fatigue and to reset our team a little bit for the next part. Get up, stretch, get some coffee, and come back. We're on time. It looks like we're only about 3 or 4 minutes behind, but that's okay. I like it when we're on time. We like it when we're on time in this program. Rosalie is up next. She's going to be leading the fireside chat with a few of our L2M alumni. And Rosalie loves to be on time. She loves to kind of keep things on time. So you'll get that throughout the program from her as well. So these alumni have come here today to tell you about their experience and to give you some advice. So let's start that break and be back at 10:20. We're going to be back at 10:15, but we're going to go to 10:20. I want you to use that time effectively and come back and meet some of the people that have been through the program already. And they're going to tell us some of the things that they learned and some of the things that they want you to know moving forward. All right, break time. Yeah,
All right.
I'm just going to bring you up to speed here. So here are some folks that we are have invited today. I saw that some of them have showed up here. And Shaheen is here too. So hopefully, I think I see one more. Natasha is going to be arriving, hopefully. If not, we're going to go with the 4 that we are here. Rosalie, you are on. Here are some of the folks that we're going to be talking with. I'm going to take this slide away in a second, and we will let you kind of lead that discussion.
Sure, perfect. I have my notes say that we have Sarah joining us as well, and she's not up here. Is Sarah not joining us?
Sarah could not make it. She had a medical.
Okay.
And I don't know if Natasha's arrived, but 4 of them are here. I know that Daniel's here, Trina, Braden, and Shaheen should be in the room.
Perfect. Okay. Well, good morning and welcome everyone. I'm sorry I couldn't join you all earlier. So I will be working with some of you over the next several weeks. I'm looking forward to that, and I have the pleasure this morning of hosting this fireside chat. We don't have a fireplace, but we'll just pretend. We certainly need it today to keep us warm. So I think what I'd like to do is maybe just start with having our alumni that are here introducing themselves. So Daniel, if you're here, do you want to just do a sort of a brief introduction? And just to let everyone know, we've sent questions out to our alumni, asking them some amazing things about the program. So we'll get them to introduce themselves, and then we'll chat a little bit about some of the feedback they provided us on their experience in previous cohorts. So, all right, Daniel, where are you?
Hi.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. Yeah, there
Perfect.
I am. Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Daniel. I kind of briefly introduced myself earlier today, but yeah, I'm the program development specialist for the Science Innovation Hub here at the University of Manitoba. But yeah, I got into Lab2Market, I guess Cohort 3 for Lab2Market West, and it was a really great opportunity for me, and it got me basically to where I am in my career currently. But yeah, my project started off with a new way to basically purify an enzyme. And I thought that my target audience, my target customers, were going to be pharmaceutical companies. Ultimately, I realized that the technology that I had was better suited to pig farmers. So Lab2Market helped me make these pivots and helped to develop this project, which I'm still currently working on to some extent with the professor that I was working with at the University of Manitoba. But yeah, Lab2Market was a really great opportunity for me, and I'm really excited to see where everyone in this cohort ends up. But yeah, don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to do some see where your technology and your idea takes you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Daniel. Braden, I see you close to me, so if you'd like to introduce yourself. Also, you had some really interesting comments about some of your milestones. So if you can maybe in your introduction, tell us a little bit about those milestones. I think they're pretty amazing. So that would be great.
Yeah, for sure. I'm Braden Kaler, one of the co-founders at a startup called 3Common. We do ticketing and booking software for companies that host events and experiences. So a lot of our customers are like wineries and tap rooms, music venues, nonprofits that host events and experiences. Yeah, some of those milestones, I've got 3 here in the first 5 months of being in business, we were able to process just over $250,000 in revenue for our customers.
Whoa.
Which was
Am I on mute?
That's okay, Trina.
Sorry.
We applaud enthusiasm. That's excellent. Sorry, Braden, continue on. But yeah, no, amazing. Keep going.
No worries. Yeah. And then since that first couple months, we've 80 times that growth in the last 4 months. And then we've been doing 40% of that in the US, which has been really helpful for us. I'm just gonna go with some of the questions that we had here. So how did the things you learned in Lab2Market change your way of thinking? So definitely interviewing users and documenting their responses was something that I learned in Lab2Market, which was really important. And I would say that was also my biggest takeaway was that customer interviews is super important. I think it can be, daunting and scary to do that. Prioritize talking to real customers as much as possible. And one of the advice or some of the advice that I would have in that process, I think, making sure that your customers pay for your product is a really good sign if it's a need. I think that when I started, I thought it was easy to get people to say that like they'd think your idea is cool or like they would maybe try it or like things like that, which is it's just nice and it's good to have ideas. But if you do want to start a real business, I think the best way to do it is just see if people will actually pay for it, because that kind of guides you on the right path. And then
There's
the
nothing
last,
better, right? There's nothing better, Braden, than having somebody actually pay for your product. I think that is huge validation. And I think sometimes, you know, we just are so excited to talk to people about our product that we forget to kind of ask, okay, well, are you going to pay me for this? Will you exchange your hard-earned cash for my product, my service? So yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's a really great piece.
yeah, exactly. And it tells you if you're solving a real problem or not. Because people pay for stuff that you solve. And then the last thing for me just would be that if you're building a technical company, you should try and find a technical co-founder. I think that that's really important. We wouldn't be here if my team wasn't made up of two others that write code full time. And so I don't know if it's the same for a non-software based business, but any kind of technical product or service. I think it's really important to have that in-house.
Thank you. That's really great advice. I have one question that wasn't on those listed questions. Would you do it again? Would you put yourself through all of this crazy stress and go through this program again?
That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, at the time it worked out for me, and I've learned so much by doing this. So I would do it again. I don't know if I would, the answer to whether or not I'd start another company again. I don't know the answer to that yet, but definitely do this one again. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks so much, Braden. Nitish, I think I saw you here somewhere. Can you tell us
I'm
a little?
here.
Oh, there you are. Perfect. Sorry. You know what? I have so many people on my screen. I'm trying to keep track of everybody. Thank you,
Yeah,
Nitish.
yeah,
So
thank you so much. And yeah, can I start?
absolutely. Tell us about yourself
Yeah, thank
and
you,
your
Rosalie.
experience.
Yeah, so I want to thank Lab2Market for again calling me in a fireside chat. And first of all, I want to see enthusiasm. Like, where are all the candidates joining this cohort? Like, I cannot see more of the faces here. So I
Oh, because
would
they've all
say,
got their screens off. Is that what you
I
mean?
please
think
turn
I think
on
you
the
should turn the
camera
screens on too. Let's take a look at them. I mean, for the rest of
because
this course, you're going to have your screens on all the
Thank
time.
you.
So
Thank
get
you,
used to
Nitish.
that.
That is a great reminder. And you know, I think
so
sometimes as facilitators, we're so used to looking at black screens that we forget. But thank you.
yeah.
That is a great reminder.
And I'm happy to see Daniel and Braden. They are from my cohort. I can say that I am from their cohort. So yeah. So I am Nitesh Sangai and I am a PhD research fellow here in the College of Pharmacy, University of Manitoba. And I did my bachelor's of pharmacy and master of pharmacy back from India. And then I did 6 years of job as a safety scientist for Roche Pharmaceutical. And then something clicked in my mind, and then again I came into to do my research, continue my research in the College of Pharmacy. So here what I'm doing is we are in a drug discovery program where I've synthesized few new molecules which could have a potential to slow down the progression of life-threatening and always fatal ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. So what I learned from Lab2Market, when I joined Lab2Market, it was a daunting task, to be very honest, because it's a very extensive and comprehensive program. When I joined, so I was getting hard to cope up with the Lab2Market, but as the time passes, when I get to know, when I get guidance from people like Dermetri, Henry, Carla, and other people, and they were awesome. Like this guided me, and like when I learned how to outreach people through this program, that helped me a lot. Because when I joined the program, we were in the early phases of drug discovery, and because ALS is highly, like, nothing is known about in ALS, like in the literatures also. So I, through my outreach, uh, building capacity, through the support, I outreached more and more people in the academia, in the industry, and I tried to know about what I am doing. And I discovered and I unraveled a lot of things which supported us to file a patent in North America recently with the support of Technology Transfer Office, and which is a great milestone for us because it's a complete drug discovery program. And then, like, we are trying to move ahead again. And recently, I contacted few people and the scientists who are in this field. And I told my supervisor, you know what? I told this is only because of Lab2Market that I have been contacting these people again and again, and they have been supporting me through my research. And like there are a lot of questions hidden because recently, say for one example, like for the first time, we did proteomics data of our from brain cortex sample from mice, but we don't know what's happening. So I tried to reach some of the people which I reached earlier through Lab2Market, and they just came back and they answered my question. So, this is the type of outreach and this is the type of connections you made to unravel your research, to ideate and to move forward in the journey of your innovation.
Tish,
So,
I love that you're using the language like ideate and all of these great things. There was one word that really resonated with me when I
yeah,
read your answers.
yeah,
And it was one of the things, the major things that you learned. I don't know if you remember writing this down, but resilience was one of the
yes,
pieces. And so can you speak a little bit to that? Because I think that is such a big key takeaway for anybody that wants to be an entrepreneur is this idea of resilience.
yes. So, why I use the term resilience and, braveness also. And
Yeah.
because as I said earlier, that it was very difficult for me to resonate with Lab2Market program. I was not getting any time for my, to cope up with my experiments and everything. But as the time passes, when I get support from people, I I adjusted myself and I tried to cope up myself with the Lab2Market program. And when I see the benefits and the positive thing which I got through the Lab2Market, then I found it awesome. Like I found it okay. This Lab2Market is giving me a lot of uh, lot of things which I was not aware in my research. And until now, after leaving Lab2Market, I am proud to say that still I am in contact with a lot of people. And always I tell to my supervisor, only because of Lab2Market, I am contacting these people again and again to unravel the stories and to unravel the ideas behind my research. So I want to thank Lab2Market for giving me an opportunity to be the part of Cohort 3.
Perfect. Thank you, Nitesh. We'll come back because I think you've got more to add to that. So we'll come back to all of our past founders in just a moment. Trina, tell us a little bit about your journey with Lab2Market. And I'm just going to echo Nitish one more time. If you are there, please put your camera on. We do want to see your lovely smiling faces this morning as we get to know each other and as we start embracing this program over the next several months. So thank you, everyone. Okay, Trina, you're up.
Okay. I'll try not to ramble.
No,
But
it's okay.
So I joined Lab2Market after I graduated university from biosystems engineering. I started a job. I worked there for about 8 months. I realized I couldn't stand this job. Didn't feel like I was helping with the environment or with sustainability at all. So after 8 months, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to quit and start up a greenhouse business. And people asked me, they were like, oh, what's your business going to be? What's your plan? And I was like, I have no idea, but I'm just going to quit and do this anyways. So right after I quit,
that's entrepreneurial spirit. I've got to tell you, it's just like, I'm just going to figure it out. That's amazing.
Felt very intimidating at the time, but but yeah, I did that. So then I started up as a master's student at the University of Manitoba, working on like vertical farming, like greenhouse design. I didn't even really have a project for my master's. I just wanted to work on greenhouse design. So then I came to Lab2Market. I didn't really have a business plan. I didn't have any technology or anything. I just like wanted to start up, I just want to start seeing greenhouses everywhere. So through Lab2Market, I think my biggest takeaway was understanding what the business model canvas is and like how to actually make a business plan around, something specific. And then obviously like, learning how to identify your target customers and figure out like why they need a certain product and how you could introduce a product to them. So I think like Lab2Market was really important to me for the basics. Also, what happened with Lab2Market is I gained a huge network of people, like what you were just saying, Nitish, with people like coming back to you just because they were in Lab2Market to give you a hand. That's definitely helped me. I did get connected to like investors. I got connected to like this business group that I'm a part of now. Dimitri like helped me like get into Ramp Up Weekend. So I like definitely just dove in, and now I have a ton of resources. Where I am right now is I own a company. It's called Little Greenhouse That Could. Our vision is to turn Winnipeg into the vertical farming city of the world, to get like greenhouses everywhere. And so what we do, I don't have my own tech, but I am a distributor. So I sell indoor growing systems. So I've got 3 different products I sell to people. I target schools, businesses. I was just at meal prep service this morning. So yeah, so that's like the business side of things. The end goal of this business though is to get into consulting and design of vertical farms and greenhouses. So where I'm at with my master's is I've designed a vertical farm at the University of Manitoba. It's up and running now. And we're basically using this farm to like validate an energy model that I've created. And then this farm's going to be the prototype that I use to like show future clients what a full scale vertical farm could look like, to help get like more of these systems in place and to build out the consulting branch of my company. So, oh yeah, and I also currently work as a mechanical engineer at a local company in Winnipeg. So I'm doing like quite a few different things. But yeah, what I would say with Lab2Market is it was just really pivotal in getting me like some of this foundational knowledge that I needed as a business owner. And it's helped tremendously. So,
That's fabulous. Yeah. I love vertical farming. I have clients in the vertical farming space, and I agree with you, Trina. I really think that Winnipeg could be that vertical farming capital. We're typically under snow 6 months of the year. It makes sense that we would be engaged in vertical farming, right? It just to bring fresh produce and vegetables and microgreens to people's tables. So I think that's amazing. I just want to echo too, this whole experience in Lab2Market. I always say that this is like earning a mini MBA, right? This process that you're going through over the next 8 to 10 weeks is taking you through these components of learning about business and business planning. And it's intense, but can be so rewarding. And it's, depending on the effort and the time that you put into it. So we are all very excited to be here on part of that journey with you. So
I would just add to that, it's not a mini MBA. It's more than MBA.
Okay.
Because
well,
why?
As a woman with an MBA, Nitish, I'm going to respectfully disagree with you for right now, but we can argue that point later. But
it's an
right.
MBA in resilience, I guess.
Yeah, it is an MBA in resilience. I would agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. We have one more participant, Shaheen. I hope that's how I pronounced your name correctly. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. You are right. Thank you. Sorry, I joined you delay. There's a misunderstanding about the time. Okay.
No, you're here now. That's all that matters.
Okay. Thank you so much. I think I should first introduce myself. My name is Shaheen. I got my bachelor and the master in the mechanical engineering and the PhD in Canada in civil engineering. When I participated in Lab2Market, I was a postdoctor of law at University of Alberta. What I learned from the Lab2Market programs, honestly, I learned a lot, but most of them, what is very important for me, I make a different connection in private, government, and as well as the academy. All of them help us to go to the next phase of my startup. Last year, we hired 2 different students for our startups. And after that, listening to people and understand what they need that help us to develop new products. When I enrolled to the Lab2Market, I have 1 product, and after that, in the 1 year, I have 4 different products. This product help to meet the different requirement for the different customers. What is another important I learned that is in the program, in the Lab2Market program, we should prepare different document. On that time, I thought that, okay, it's just 1 document. However, when I go to the different, specifically government, they need all of the document. For example, business plan, for example, all of the document they need, they ask us to give them to them. And for example, the Alberta government asks, okay, give me the business plan. I want to revise that. In the 5 minutes, I give them to him. All of them got a surprise. So he's very realistic. Is a very wonderful for me. But now we are again listening to people, because what is the important? We found that the listening to people, we found out what they need that, and how can we resolve this issue. For example, about 2 months ago, we connected a Canadian company. Similarly, we work in the same system, but a different application. Now they are interested, and we have another meeting. Hopefully, we can collaborate in the future project. And more than that, because we have a made good connection, especially in the federal and province of Alberta, now they fund us to go to the next step. Thank you.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you so much, Shaheen. So I think this wasn't one of the questions that we'd sent out to you, but I think this is a question that participants face, particularly in the early stages of this program. And it is, how do you find those customers? How do you get in front of them? How do you develop that database of people to talk to? And I'm wondering if each of
Rosalie,
you.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna ask Trina to go first, because I think she's gonna deck out in a few minutes.
Oh
but
yeah, sure. Sure. Trina, if you could, yeah, that would perfect. Thanks, Trina.
Okay, yes, no problem. So to build that initial database, I would say just put as much effort and energy as possible into it. I would connect with all of the advisors and the people that are in this network to start with. I would message people on LinkedIn. Honestly, sometimes like if your users are just like going to be random people, I would just like tap on random people at the forks and be like, hey, can I talk to you for a couple minutes? People don't love that, but like whatever. You need to get an interview, you need to get an interview. I would say like just don't be shy. And yeah, just reach out, send an email, even if you think that someone's not going to respond to you, just send an email or a LinkedIn message anyways, because actually lots of people do, which is like very, very surprising. You'd be surprised. And yeah, I think I do have to go, but the one other thing that I just want to say before I leave is to all the cohorts who are in Lab2Market, just don't give up. Honestly, like sometimes maybe you will lead into a dead end or whatever, and you have to pivot, but pivoting is not giving up. Just don't give up if you really want to do your business. People say, oh, like that's so risky that you just started a business. I'm like, I don't think it's risky at all, because I know I'm going to make it. And if you just have that attitude with you're going to make it, you're going to succeed, you're not going to fail. It's like riding a bike. People who've never ridden a bike before, it might be like risky or whatever. There might be some risk to it, but if you keep riding a bike, you learn how to ride a bike. Suddenly riding a bike isn't risky anymore because you know how to do it. And you, and so there's no risk to it. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Don't give up if you really want to do this. That's it.
And you've learned resilience, right? That's the big key. So Trina, thank you so much for joining us today. I understand you've got to go, but thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And if you do want to talk about vertical farming, reach out to me. Dimitri can connect you to me. I love this space, and I may be able to help you with some connections to people who are working in the space as well.
Okay, thank you so much. I would love that.
Okay, take care.
Okay,
bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Braden, how did you develop your database? How did you get in front of people? Because I know that you put in some of your answers about talking to real customers. I like that term because I think sometimes there's a tendency to talk to cousins, moms, dads, grandma, and they all love your idea. But real customers, they have a different perspective. So maybe share with us a bit of your journey there.
Yeah, I think like our path to doing that was just finding people that were already paying for a similar service. In our case, there's millions of them out there in the US and Canada. So once we kind of stopped talking to just local people and cousins and parents, I started looking through those databases and then was able to put together a system that helped me collect those contacts and then reach out and then find and kind of more and more refine the types of customers that have pain points that are solvable that aren't being solved. And then, but just looking on existing databases where customers were paying for that was our strategy.
That's great advice. Thanks, Braden. Daniel, how about you? How did you get in front of those real paying customers?
Okay, so I'm somebody who loves talking to people. So actually getting in front of them was not the most difficult thing, but finding them absolutely was a bit of a challenge. There was times where I had to go a little bit old school and look up a bunch of papers talking about applications of this enzyme, potential applications. So there was some papers that I'd be reading from like the 1970s, 1980s that were like kind of just like photocopied and put online to see what this like enzyme was like potentially useful for, and how our like new way of uh, basically extracting this enzyme might actually be able to make it like now economically feasible. And so while I initially started with this idea, pharmaceutical companies, they already had a bunch of technologies that were available for them to kind of do decontamination. So all of a sudden, like I'm at a dead end here, so I have to find a way to pivot out of this dead end. And so I was like looking up some papers, and they were talking about pig manure, and they were talking about livestock, and they were talking about like just all this like bioremediation sort of stuff. So all of a sudden I'm like, well, here's a bunch of different potential new customers. So I started just going Google search and look for all of the bioremediation companies, all of the hog producers, all of the major beef and cattle producers, and eventually landed on a on a cohort of people that were actually interested in this. So sometimes you have to do your research and actually figure out who your potential customers are. So this might be looking at papers. Like Braden said, if you have if you're adapting another technology into like making it your own, and you're doing it better than somebody else, then show people who are already using this or a very similar idea why your technology is better. Personally, I think that 3Common, like could be a great opportunity to take over Eventbrite and other places, just because of how well they're integrating themselves into the market and stuff. So like look for, be creative with how you're going to look for customers. Sometimes it's looking up papers. Sometimes it's really just talking to people and seeing what kind of interests they or what ideas they have for what your technology could mean to them. So yeah.
So Dan, question for you. So as you know, 100 interviews, right? And in 8 weeks, which sounds like a lot of time. It's not. What advice do you give to this incoming cohort on how to, get those interviews and how quickly they need to get started? And what maybe would you have done differently looking back yourself?
Oh, absolutely. So I would say you gotta like for every probably 10 emails you send or 10 messages you send, you're probably going to get one interview. So you face a lot of rejection here. But you become resilient to it, and you actually start to formulate new ways of trying to interact with people to increase those odds of getting an interview. But be resilient, and you have to really start as soon as you can trying to get these interviews. Just make an email template and just start sending it out over and over again to different people, asking them for advice, asking them for a little interview. It doesn't have to be anything too long, but you're just wanting to get in some information. So yeah, start soon, start early, and really try to get ahead of the curve, I would say.
Perfect. Thank you. So Nitish, resilience seems to be the word of the day. So thank you for bringing that forward. So maybe two pieces. How did you build your database? And then what advice do you have for this incoming cohort in terms of how they should get started?
Yeah, so for me, like when I started, I didn't have any plans. I have only, experience about my research, and I know, in depth about my research. But connecting to people like academician, industrialist, different CEO, where I reached to different CEOs also with braveness, and I talked to them. So the thing is, earlier when you start, you have knowledge about your, product or about your research. So there are two things. The first thing, you have to, through Lab2Market, people like, there is a need that you have to outreach to people, like many people. But the thing is, the first thing, you can explore your product. The other thing is, some people who cannot explore their product or disclose their product in front of people. So because they may be under intellectual property rights, right? So you cannot breach that. So the very foremost thing is planning. So planning your questions, how to reach, planning the subject, because when you send an email to people, you have to, what I found, the very most important thing is, these CEOs, these industrialists, these people doesn't have time to read this, your email. They have 100 emails popping out in their inbox daily. So you have to, you have to make a subject line. And when you like, you know, uh, like say for uh, reaching out to you to get some insights on this product, you don't have to like, I want to sell product, or I want to explore more about your product or my product, or to gain some. So you have to be, very peculiar about your subject first in the email, and then with few points which you can, you know empathize your product, and with some ideas you can write in that email with the planning, and you can take support from Dormitory or other facilitator here present here. And then you will get, interview calls. Because the most daunting was, people said that, oh, we are reaching to 100 people, like we are writing an email to 100 people, but we are not getting any response. Why? You have to revisit your, it is not because you wrote everything correct, it is because you have not planned correctly. So you have to revisit the subject line, why people will read you. So you have to be, out of that crowd email, the one subject line which pop up in the email box where people have to open that email and read, oh, I have to reach this guy, or I have to give 5 minutes to this person. Don't ask 30 minutes. Only get, because when I did my interviews, trust me, it happened many times that I was in interview for 15 minutes, but the person interviewing, he gave me more time. He sent me invite back because he was very intrigued. Because you guys have all the knowledge about your product, but you don't have to show the knowledge at when you write an email. You have to craft that email, you have to pivot that email, you have to revisit that email again and again, why I'm not getting response. And then when you are in interview, then show your potential, that, oh, I know the product, and you have to take this product. I am here to sell you, and I have to intrigue you, I have to fascinate you with my product ideas. And revisit again and again. I will say, just revisit again and again. Don't scare, because Lab2Market is scary. But at the end of the day, you will get a lot of ideas that will be very helpful for your research, for your entrepreneurship, and you will make a lot of contacts. And you will say like, oh, I will do one more time Lab2Market.
That's perfect. Thanks, Nitish. And I think that's some really good advice. And we don't spend a lot of time programming talking about how to craft those emails, but I think it's always really important to remember who your audience is. So I think there's a tendency to want to tell everybody about all these great things we're doing, but remember what the goal of that email is. And that goal is just to get the interview. So you don't have to tell them everything. You have to intrigue them. You have to talk to them about something that's going to resonate with them and want them to reach out to you. So that is some really, really good advice. And I would agree, crafting those emails, if it's not working, trying pivoting, recrafting, and you may have to have different emails for different customer segments or customer groups. And we're going to be talking more about that over the next couple of days. So thank you very much, Nitish. Braden, any kind of we've only got a couple of minutes here, but last minute advice, guidance, support, that you could give our founders that are our new participants in this cohort as they get started?
Yeah, I like you guys were all saying, resilience is definitely one of them. Like learning to take no is definitely another one. Like it's just gonna happen again and again and again, but you just got to find um the problems that you are solving. I think finding a co-founding team is really, really important. I don't think that that my business would work without it, and I think that it's really hard to do alone. So that's one advice I would give. And yeah, I think that's kind of it from me.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Braden.
Shaheen
Daniel,
has a little bit of something to say because I know he's been getting some success in the last little while too.
sorry,
You want to talk about
Shaheen,
that?
go ahead. Yeah, please.
For me, make a connection as much as possible. That's a problem. Because if you make a connection, the connection come with another connection. It's help you a lot.
Yeah, that is also really good advice, right? Because it is a bit of a snowball effect. So what are some of the things are there any particular things that you did, Shaheen, that really gave you maybe a more of an edge or that worked a little bit better for you?
Yes, I want to give you a realistic example. About 4 months ago, I failed, not because of our product is not good, because we don't have a support from another partner. So after my failure, ask the company or ask the program, okay, what my problem was. He told me everything is okay. You should find a partner for that programs. The partner, I don't mean the idea, the partner help you to fabricate your products because you are small and you need the support from the other person. So I think we talked about Dimitri about that about 2 months ago. So I learned from my failure. I learned from and it's very helpful for me. So hopefully the next step, the next try will be successful, which I already applied for that.
Perfect. That's great. That's good advice. Nitish, give me just a minute. I
Yeah,
wanted to see if Daniel had not Daniel. Who else have I not talked to here? Go ahead, Nitish. I'm losing. There's too many people on the screen. Sorry, Nitish. Go ahead.
no, just a last word to add. I know, like, there are many students here who are taking Lab2Market. One last advice which I saw, like in various like cohorts coming in, and I met a lot of students. We like some people come for, we are getting some funding, like 15,000 and whatever. Okay, but I would say this is, you are getting funding. Nobody is taking money from you. So take full advantage of this Lab2Market. Trust me, you are going to get a degree with money. What else you want?
There you go. Perfect. Somebody's paying you to do some work. That's always a good thing, right? Daniel, any parting words as we wrap up this fireside chat?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say just that it's completely normal to feel stressed and also a lot of doubt in your idea, especially at the beginning of this program, due to all this uncertainty. Sit with those emotions and know that each interview will really allow you to provide you a little bit more clarity. Also, be open to different paths and opportunities that might arise with this program. You may not validate your idea that you walked in with, but you may actually, and more than likely, you'll come out with a better idea than you came in with. And finally, get enough sleep, prioritize your mental health before the business always comes to you. So especially the sleep part, don't pull any all-nighters, don't burn yourself out right at the beginning of this program. Take your time, take it easy, and just really try to do things methodically. 8 weeks is not a lot of time, but it also is enough time for you to still prioritize yourself.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So I just want to say thank you very much to our alumni that joined us today. It's so great to hear from you. And I hope everyone you know, really is listen to what our alumni had to say. There were some real great pearls of wisdom here, things that can really help you as you go on your own journey over the next few months and go through both boot camp and the core programming. So thanks very much, everyone. I believe we have another 15-minute break, Amanda, is that correct?
That's correct. So just one little note. So because we're an online Zoom program, instead of doing clapping, we do jazz hands for clapping. So let's give the alumni fireside chat guest speakers a round of applause.
And this one thing I learned from Lab2Market.
That's wonderful.
Excellent. So we'll have a 15-minute break, and then I'll post in Slack again just some tips for the team intros. And then from there, Andrea will be introducing the teams. Can't wait to hear from you. Enjoy your break.
All right, as we gather here, again, I'm just gonna give people a chance to run back to their computers unless they're sitting there. And we'll introduce our fourth member of our team, Andrea. Andrea's gonna help you guys, and she's gonna MC this whole introduction of our teams coming into our fifth cohort. So Andrea, over to you.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Dimitri. Thanks, Amanda, for running the boot camp this morning. Hi to our colleagues, all our mentors, our new ELs that are joining. Welcome to the program. This is going to be a fun and wild ride. I'm sure you've already been told that. I'm Andrea, and unlike maybe most people, I think I've been in your shoes. I am an academic and I'm an entrepreneur. So we have two sides here that I have a great familiarity with, and I'm really excited to be here with you today. In fact, entrepreneurship is what got me through my 3 engineering degrees. I started, well, even before then, I was probably involved in a first business when I was 18 years old, but really took on my own businesses during my, well, at the end of my Bachelor of Engineering. And I continued with different businesses throughout my master's and my PhD in engineering. So I have a company today called Core Renewable Energy, which came out of my own research in at the University of Manitoba, and it had started as a consulting engineering firm, but also grew with the innovation that I developed and commercialized post academia. So let's get you to do that as well. Does that sound like a plan? Yeah, that's why we're here. Yes, it's fun. It's fun. Okay, so today we're going to do team introductions. So we'd like to know a little bit more about you. And what's really important is learning how to speak concisely and clearly and get complex ideas across directly. Now, that doesn't mean you have to do it perfectly today. Today, all we're looking for is finding out who you are, where you're from, and why you're doing what you're doing. So when you get introduced today, now we've got about 14 teams to get through, and we've got about, I think, 30 minutes or so to do this. We're going to try and keep it to 1 minute each, and do your best to do that, because we're going to have some back and forth. And Dimitri, let me know, are we going back to back, or do you want any feedback between teams? Or are we just going to blow through this and talk later?
So I'm gonna let Amanda introduce herself too, because we want people to get to know her a little bit, and she can give us a little bit of the instructions that she sent out.
Perfect. Okay, let's do that.
Hello, everybody. So I'm Amanda. So I've been in contact with you all by email and on Slack. So if you open up your Slack and you go to the daily program channel, you'll see the template for the team introductions. So if you're able to open that, then again, I just had the outline of how you're going to be introducing yourselves. So I'm just going to open up the channel and I'll read through again just what you're going to be saying, just within the 1 or 2 minutes. So when it's your turn, you're going to introduce yourself. So you're going to introduce your name, also your team lead's name, which university you're from, and the name of your company or project. Next, you're just going to say very concisely the problem that you're trying to address, how your technology provides a solution to the problem, and then at the end, just a fun fact about yourself. So it can be anything about interests that you have, or maybe something fun that you did over the holiday break. So without further ado, I'll pass it back to Andrea if she wants to start the team.
So Andrea, We
Thanks.
said we would give them up to 2 minutes, but I
Okay.
like the idea of like, hey, shoot for 1 minute, and if you go a little over, then you've got a little bit of cushion there. Just say next slide whenever you want the next team, Andrea, and I'll just kind of track with you.
Okay, and I think what's really important is I'm not sure if you've mentioned it yet, Dimitri, but I think there's going to be some rewards in this program. Have you talked anything about that or
Not yet, but we're gonna let that big
Oh, okay, we're going to build on that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, but just remember, the better you are at staying on time, paying attention, these rewards will help you. You know, you'll get rewarded for staying on point, being focused, and being concise with your message. Okay, so let's focus on being concise today. Team 1, you are up. Let's have entrepreneurial lead Waqar Shabazz. Waqar, please also pronounce your name for us so we get to know you better and that we are pronouncing it properly.
Hello everyone, I'm Waqar Shehbaz. Waqar Shehbaz.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Waqar Shehbaz from the University of Manitoba, and my project is about parameter optimization and additive manufacturing using machine learning. So the problem that I'll be solving is like automating the optimization parameters, process parameters, or automating the process, setting the parameters automatically for additive manufacturing. So that is what I will be working on during this project. And the fun fact about me is that I get overexcited about entrepreneurship and startups.
Thank you, Waqar. Okay, next slide, please, Dimitri. This team is led by Mohammed Ali Sadajin. Mohammed, are you there? Oh, maybe he's not here. Is this one of our teams that might not have someone? We'll have to go to another one.
Team here, Mohammed Ali.
Turn your speaker on, maybe.
Oh, there he is. Okay, yes. We can't hear him. We can't hear you. Should we come back, Mohammed? Do you want a moment to play with your speaker and we'll come back to you? Yes? Okay, take your time and we'll circle back. All right, we'll go to the next slide. Insect Detection in Stored Grains by Garrett Sean Koziniak. Garrett.
Yeah, that's good. Hi, my name's Garrett Kosniak. My supervisor is Dr. Kemming Hu at the University of Manitoba in the Faculty of Physics and Astronomy. So my project is insect activity in stored grains, where our group attempts to solve problems for farmers by directly detecting insects in a fast and accurate way to determine the insect activity, and attempt to reduce post-harvest losses in grain for these farmers. So we did this mainly by placing microwave sensors embedded directly in the grain and remotely detecting any insects in the vicinity. Fun thing about me is my favorite sport is hockey, but I don't know how to skate.
Interesting. Okay, so hockey. So you like to watch hockey.
Yeah.
Likes to watch hockey. Awesome. Okay. Now, and just like as a moment, I know we have a little bit of time in between. We're really cruising through here. Remember who your colleagues are by also figuring out what their fun facts are, because you can connect with them later when you network. Okay. All right. Next slide, please. Towards inclusive mobility, design mobile-based interaction with autonomous vehicles for older adults. This one is Asha Ratus Zavin. Asha, you're up.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Ashratus Zavin Asha, but I go by my last name, so you can call me Asha. And my technical lead is my PhD supervisor, Dr. Ehud Sheridan. I'm from University of Calgary, Alberta. And my project is about designing augmented reality interaction with autonomous vehicles. And the problem we see is the absence of proper communication medium when the new technology will be here and there will be no human driver in it. And it is crucial to ensure safety and mobility when we are traveling in it, and it can be more important for elderly passengers. So as aging is associated with sensory and cognitive declines such as poor vision, hearing impairment, and dementia, they might have unique needs and challenges when they're riding in these cars and interacting as passengers. So our technology provides a solution to the problem by designing accessible interfaces with verbal commands and multisensory notifications like visual, auditory, and tactile feedback. And it will allow the passengers to quickly locate and ride in these cars without experiencing anxiety and frustration, which might occur when elderly passengers are actually interacting with a new technology like autonomous vehicles. So as a fun fact about me is that I traveled a lot this year, and I also hope to do that in the upcoming year. And I have a plan to do camping in the mountains because, as you know, I live in Alberta. So yeah, why not? Looking forward to this really exciting program and connecting with you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Asha. All right, let's go to the next slide. Enhanced machine operations and maintenance training through virtual reality, augmented reality, VR AR by Uzair Khalid Khan. You're up. Are you there? We're looking, Amanda and I are looking for you.
Not seeing him.
Okay.
So if you want to try to circle back, see if
Yeah.
audio's working. If not, we can go on to the next participant.
All right. Okay. So Muhammad Ali, I think you were second. Is it working now?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Muhammad Ali. I'm so happy to be here and in this project. My technical lead is Dr. Liang from University of Manitoba, and I'm also master student at the University of Manitoba. The project is relating to the bearing. I can start from here that you can find bearing everywhere that there is a rotating system. So if something is rotating, it means that it contains bearing. But my project is focused on the failure of these bearings. So when you have sudden failures, lots of business lots of companies, it makes lots of business problems. They lose lots of opportunities, lots of customers. So my project is focusing on predicting these failures, helping them to know before it happens. So this can be a very good topic to help lots of industries to predict and to have plans for their work and make them to have reliable operations. And I'm so happy to find the market to this idea that I have, to this product that I have. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you for that. All right, well, let's see, is Uzair back yet?
Not seeing anybody that's entered the room, so we can move on to the next.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Amanda. All right, Mind Vitality Pro app led by Fan Peng.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm Fan. I'm a PhD student in neuroscience. And I'm working with Dr. Anthony Singho at the University of Alberta on a project to develop a home-based application that enhances brain health in older adults. So our inspiration for this project arises from a recognized gap in effective tools for seniors to conveniently address cognitive decline. Many older adults face challenges in finding accessible and engaging solutions. So that's where our app comes in. It's designed to be a comprehensive platform offering not only cognitive training games and physical exercises, but also a social connection component. So our goal is to have the older adults let them have the ability to train their minds and bodies in the comfort of their homes and thrive in society and enjoy a better quality of life. Yeah, so a fun fact about me is that I really have a strong affinity for repetition. So yeah, like I would like to listen to same song on repeat over 1 week, something like that, or repeatedly watch a movie for over 100 times, something like that. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be really good at getting to those 1,000 contacts because it'd be like on repeat, on repeat. I mean, watch
Yeah.
Van go, everybody. Watch her go. Okay, awesome. Thanks so much
Thank
for that. All right, next slide, please. Nature-based air purifier integrated with biochar cellulose aerogels with long-term durability and multi-pollutant removal capacity by Magna Lee. Please let us know how to pronounce your name, please.
Yes, hello. You pronounce it great. And yes, my name is Meng Nali, and our technical lead is Dr. Gaoden Huang. I'm from the University of Regina, and our project is the title on the slide. And we see the problem that we experience lots of indoor air pollutions, like the combustion appliance, the tobacco products, and building materials. And the wildfire period makes this problem worsen. Although there are already air purifiers in the market, but most of them need to do the purifier replacement regularly. It makes troubles for our life and waste money to do this. So the replaced used air purifier is a kind of solid waste as well. So our technology provides a solution to the problem by developing an air purifier, which don't need to replace the purifier for a long time because it has a long lifespan, about three years. And this product is a one-time investment and doesn't require subsequent expenditures. So this is about our program. Thank you.
Thank you. And oh, one thing that's interesting about you, something about you, what can you tell us?
About myself?
Yes, yeah, of course.
Maybe I don't know how to tell about myself. Maybe I want to learn more from all of you. Maybe.
Wonderful. Thank you, Magna. All right.
Thank you.
We'll go to the next slide. All right, here we have characterization of RF. Okay, tell us, I think I know what RF is, but somebody's going to tell us what RF is. And microwave systems using a low-cost distributed measurement system by Muhammad Hashir. Go ahead.
So Muhammad may not be here, so we might move on to the next.
Okay, well, let's go to the next one then. All right, we have Pro Chefs, your personal chef, a click away with another Mohammed, but this one last name Al-Ghamdi. Please tell me how to pronounce your name.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. My name is Mohammed Al-Ghamdi. I am a PhD student at the University of Alberta. My technical lead is Dr. Rafiq Ahmed. My project is about automation of personalized nutrition. And the problem we saw is the lack of the highly customized, personalized nutritions, but also very low cost of these nutritions. Our technology provides a solution to this problem by using an automated system for 3D food printing based on the physical activity of physical activity data of people. A fun fact about me is that I have been in 5 continents in 7 days recently. and it wasn't fun, but I am glad I did that. So I am very happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Wow, that's a lot of traveling. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so who or I don't know what track we're on with numbers, but let's keep going. Next slide. Conductive Battery Binders by Miriam Odetala. Miriam.
So,
Hi.
hello everyone. This is Mariam Oditala. I am a PhD student working with Equitincos. My project is conductive battery binder. I guess everyone knows that the battery life decreases with time. This is due to the separation of the battery component. Here where the binder comes into, which acts as a glue to connect all these battery components together. Now, the current technology is used as toxic solvent and forever chemicals, and needs a lot of energy to waste disposal and to evaporate this toxic material. Our technology is a little bit different. It is water dispersible, and which is eco-friendly, and it decreases the cost by 50% of the original cost, and it can be used. We can use the chemical that we used in this technology to produce more of this binder. So, and have comparable results to the current technology. Which is really great, and make maybe phones and electric vehicle cheaper in the future. A fun fact of me, I can give two facts. Actually, I am a good, I can bake a really good stuff. I am good in that. And the second one is I am an aunt since I was 5 years old.
Awesome. Now, where are you located? I missed that part.
Oh, I'm in the University of Manitoba.
Manitoba. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. All right, next slide. We have the effects of mushroom on prostate cancer. All right, so I think it's pronounced Xuan Fan, but please tell me how to pronounce your name.
Hi everyone, I'm Ying Xuan. I'm a master student in human nutritional sciences in University of Manitoba. My technical lead is Dr. Simon Mary. Our project is related to the sugar mushroom commercial and health benefits. And so, like everyone's know, over the years, edible mushrooms have gained increasing recognition for their nutritional values and the potent medicinal properties they offer. Bioactive compounds found in mushrooms exhibit valuable qualities such as anti-cancer and antioxidant properties. However, there has been no investigation into the potential antioxidant and anti-cancer effectiveness of sugar mushroom of different years. So as a result, this study aims to identify the phenolic compounds present in sugar mushrooms, which is one of the wild mushrooms from various vintage, and to compare their antioxidant capabilities and to relate it to prostate cancer. And this research serves as a foundational step in the development of sugar capsules as part of the complementary and alternative medicine approach to managing prostate cancer and other chronic diseases. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, do you like to go by, I see it's written Pan Fan.
Yes.
Do you like to go by Pan or Yingxuan?
Pan will be better to pronounce, I guess.
Oh, don't worry about the pronunciation. You can teach us all how to pronounce properly. It's important.
Pan will be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, where are you located? I missed that part.
University of Manitoba.
Manitoba as well. Okay. Let's go to, thank you for that, Pan. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Fake news detection on social media using blockchain technology by Saeed Muradi. Saeed, are you here? There you are.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Saeed.
And my technical lead is Dr. Sarah Rouhani. I'm from the University of Manitoba. Sorry for the, yeah, okay. I'm from the University of Manitoba, and I'm a graduate computer science student. And my project name is Blockchain Enhanced Fake News Detection in Social Networks. And the problem we saw here is that fake news are spreading across social media just pretty easily, which causes significant harm to the society and damages the businesses. So we have to tackle this problem to avoid and avert more harm that is done to the society and to the businesses, and to just make it more profitable for the businesses, because fake news, based on the studies, fake news spreading on social media has caused so many problems. And our technology provides a solution to the problem by applying blockchain networks into our solution to detect, review, and flag the fake news and avert their dissemination. And a fun fact about me is that I don't like to sleep at all. Like, I just like to stay awake all the time. And I love to walk all the time. Like, I used to walk 60 miles per week. So yeah, that's it.
That's very interesting. I remember those days when I didn't need to sleep either. Hey, Henry, remember those days?
Yeah.
Remember those days? Wow, I wish I had that superpower.
Okay.
All right. Let's
maybe
go
not,
to the
maybe
next.
not 20s. Maybe not 20s.
All right. I was just thinking about that this weekend. I was like, I need more. What planet could I live on that has longer days? Okay, let's go towards commercialization of a novel solid state microwave source by Tenyang Jerry Liu. Jerry.
Oh, my name's Jerry. I'm from University of Manitoba under supervision of Professor Kaming Hu. I'm also Garrick's. This is not my first time here in Lab2Market. I was in Cohort 1, and it was a different project, and that one didn't, didn't come through. So now we have a newer, better project. So micro source, it's an essential component for many systems. Communication, you might not see it. It's literally everywhere in your computer, in your car. So currently there's the spectrum is quite polarized. So on one side you have something that's very expensive, tens of $1,000s, a benchtop, high precision stuff, and on the other side of the spectrum you have something cheap, miniature, but the performance is poor and leads to inaccurate, unreliable measurement. So here at our lab, we invented a new type of micro source that fulfilled the gap, that would be affordable and miniature. And yeah, and we are looking forward to see the commercialization potential of our device. A fun fact about myself, I'm besides research, physics research, I'm also a motorcycle mechanic and a machinist, as Dimitri already know.
Good to know. So if you need any motorcycle repairs or any machining done, you can call up Jerry. Aside from his microwave sources, a solid state microwave source. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jerry. All right, I think we might have one more team before we circle back to anybody we missed. Okay, radiographic AI assessment by Payman Tagigi. Tell me.
Hi everyone. Yeah, all good. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to pronounce, but anyways, my name is Payman, and I'm a PhD student at the University of Calgary, and my technical lead is Dr. Amin Khomeili. And technically, the problem that we are trying to solve is about veterinary clinics. So whenever something happens to your pet, your dog or cat, you usually turn to veterinary clinics, like local ones. And they usually take x-rays to see what's going on, what's the problem. And sometimes because they need advanced form of treatment and stuff, they just refer you to a like more advanced hospital, or, a hospital clinic, a hospital like for PETs. And because they are just always super busy, it usually takes like 1 to 2 weeks for them to just, sort of get to analyze that radiograph, see what's going on with it. And because the people at the local vet clinic are not always like highly trained to detect any sort of like issues with the radiograph that they take in, they usually be referred back from that hospital. They're saying that this is not of high quality. You should go back and do the same process all over again. And it just, you just wasted a couple of hundreds of dollars and also a couple of weeks for a disease that might get worsened. So here we are trying to solve this issue with a project called Raya here, and we are trying to help the local vet clinics detect any sort of issues that happens in the radiograph. Just automatically check the quality before sending them to those hospitals, to those, more advanced clinics. So we assure that there's no kind of a wastage in time and money, and you're just trying to cut that as well. And a fun fact about me is that I used to make video games when I was a teenager.
Interesting. Thank you so much. Sounds like a great opportunity for our animal friends. Okay, so we have two people that we didn't hear from. I'm not sure if they're in. Amanda, is it Uzar, and one of the Muhammads? we seem to have a lot. That's a popular name. We'll be very mixed up this term.
Unfortunately, I don't see them here, so we're just gonna have them doing some intros, I guess, tomorrow.
Okay.
So we'll join.
Perfect. So that's a wrap on our team introductions. I think it sounds very exciting. We've got some really cool stuff coming down the pipeline here. Dimitri, Amanda, is there anything that you would like to say?
Well, first off, we'll just give a big round of applause to all the teams and a big welcome. We're so excited that you're here. Other than that, I think Dimitri just has some closing remarks, so we'll pass it off to him.
All right. I think you can hear me, right? That's good. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up here. We're in the last 10 minutes. We're right on time, man. Timing, this team has just kind of mastered that timing thing. So hopefully we'll be able to do that for you all the way through. Your time is valuable, our time is valuable, so we want to make sure that you show up and that you are on point with all the stuff that we have to do. So Andrea mentioned being clear, concise, and on target with our speak. That's going to be emphasized throughout the program. Every time you'll get lots and lots of opportunities during the time you're with us in workshops and scrums to talk. You'll get lots of opportunities when you're talking to other humans outside of the building that you're going to go seek out and interrogate, but not in a kind of like an interrogation type format. It's more of a friendly conversation, coffee conversation that you're having, and you're just becoming a skillful listener. And so all of those skills, those active listening skills, are going to be things that you're going to hone as we go through the program. All right, so a few words of wisdom as we kind of part today before we go, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning. Number one, this course is about experiential learning. You will get out of it what you are willing to put in. So we want you to move past that passive learning, that kind of posture that we get when we go into university, and we want you to learn through function. So that means you're learning as you are doing. This is not a course. It is a nuts and bolts skills-based learning opportunity for you, a simulation of what entrepreneurs are going to experience. It's a safer environment to do that in because you're getting some grant money, you're getting to learn, but we're not going to pull any punches. You're going to have all the same level of stress that any entrepreneur would have, but without the chance that it's going to hit your pocketbook, or you're going to bootstrap yourself, or you're going to have to go for funding. Because when you ask for money, when you finally get to that stage later on where you're asking for money, you hit the ground running and you have to go. So you always want to learn this planning stage ahead of time, this learning stage. This learning curve is really important to you. And that's how you're going to kind of get past the stress and build some resilience that we were talking about. No one knows the answers. It says no one person knows the answers, I guess. You have to get out of the building and find them for yourself. So yes, we have some very, very knowledgeable people that are going to be working with you. They're going to be able to answer a lot of questions. They're going to set you on the right trends and best practices. But in the end, when it comes to your technology and your what you need to learn to commercialize, it's going to be a lot of conversations. You're going to harness the collective wisdom of the crowd, and you are going to be the smartest person in the room because you'll have the multiple perspectives of all the different people you're going to talk to. It's always good to know how the decision to buy is influenced by various stakeholders, and we want you to meet as many of those stakeholders as you can. That's why there's this big push for going out and talking to people. In order to do that, we say you have to reach out to 1,000 people. The earlier you get started, and we're going to be encouraging you, we're going to set up a little contest for you. So you're going to make some cash prizes and stuff. We just want to make sure that you understand that if you hit the ground running right out of the gate, then you won't have to wait till week 5 or 6 before people start giving you those interviews, because people's time is precious, and you want to be able to get that going really fast so that you start seeing some of those interviews before you're out of this program. Believe me, those people who get more interviews are the ones who walk out saying, wow, it blew my mind what I learned from the marketplace. Do not compare yourself to others. Everyone's going to move at their own pace. So some of you will find out for various reasons that the target segments that you're going to choose will either be easier or harder to reach or to get them to talk to you and so on. So there was a bunch of advice that we heard from our alumni that kind of leveled the playing field and made you better at getting those conversations and reaching those people and enticing them. So take all of the advice that they gave you and that we're going to give you to improve all of your outreach efforts, because it is about sales, and the best salesperson for your company is you. You're the person who represents your research, your technology, your product better than anybody else. So you have to be the person who can speak to it. And that's a skill that we're going to learn as we move through this program. It's a skill that anybody can learn. So you can be a rocket scientist and somebody could hire you. But guess what? Somebody who's not even as good as you, who has the gift of gab, is the person who's moving up the ladder and getting all the opportunities because they know how to speak to people and how to get their point across in an engaging way, but in a way that resonates with the listener as well. So you want you to learn fast. A best way to learn fast is to use all of the self-management tools that we're going to give to you and introduce to you. And I need you to think carefully about using them, not 1 day or 2 days a week where you just kind of working from morning till midnight at night. So any of you binge workers, it doesn't work that way. You need to move the needle a little bit every day. So you have to develop these habits and rituals that kind of get you through the day, and you need to self-manage and be organized. So we're going to give you some tools for that. Take them seriously. We handpick these tools. We're only giving you a few, and we want you to use them because it keeps you moving forward in a way that's less stressful. It's healthier. So stress-free productivity comes when you are organized and use the tools that are given to you. Never shy away from opportunities for fear of failure. You'll hear words like fail fast, fail intelligently, and fail forward. I want you to start thinking right from now, right from today, that the word failure needs to be replaced with the word feedback. Anytime you say the word failure, replace it with feedback. That will allow you to learn from those failures. Actually, entrepreneurs are a culture that are taught that they embrace failure, and they say, great, another failure, another opportunity to learn. It allows you to iterate and pivot your solution in a way that creates an elegant response to a real world problem. And that's really what it's all about. So there's some words of wisdom really quickly. We're going to probably say the same thing in various ways throughout the program. You're going to hear these same concepts being resonated throughout the program. All right. That's it for the day for all the listening. I see some glazy-eyed people right now. This is going to happen this week because it's intense. Boot week is 5 days in a row. And so we want you to come in, drink lots of water, eat nutrition, take the breaks when we give them to you, and be ready to kind of be interactive, to engage with us so you don't sit there being passive and slowly being lulled to a state of stupor. As long as you're engaged and you're active in the process and you're interacting with us, And luckily, we only have 14 people in this cohort. Usually we have 20 or 25. So we're going to be Jerry Maguiring the heck out of you. You're going to get a lot of great attention. Our people are used to working with larger numbers of people. This is their treat. This time they get to experiment with fewer numbers and really massage those minds and recalibrate them into entrepreneurial thinkers. All right. I want you to say hi to people in Slack frequently. Make Slack your asynchronous tool for communication. Be there often, be friendly, be social. We've lost something during COVID and during all these online interactions, and we're just not social enough. So we've built in an asynchronous method of communication. It's very integral to keeping in touch with what's going on and moving through. We put in socials, we put in opportunities for you to attend real life situations if you need to. We want the social piece to come back. You do not find founders, you do not find talent unless you grow your network and you're social and you build relationships with people. Those relationships allow you to discern whether you can work with those people in the future. And right now you're a solopreneur. In the future, you're going to be needing that team. And so we're going to try and find ways to create links for you to start building those relationships, those friendships, those contacts, etc. And at some point, you're going to say, wow, I need this talent. I don't have it. I need this subject matter expert. I don't have. How are you going to meet those people? It's by staying social as much as possible. The other thing is we give you lots of information on the fly in Slack. Your facilitators try to interact with you there. Amanda constantly is trying to give you bits of information that you need along the way on the fly. And it's customized information. So be there often. Take your cell phone out, download the app, turn on push notifications, and watch for every interaction. That is the efficient way of communicating asynchronously. So otherwise, you've got lots of opportunities to talk to us face-to-face too. Tonight, there's a bit of homework. There'll be homework every night this week. It's manageable homework. But if you don't do it, then you won't be able to answer the quiz questions the next morning when we're checking your understanding. You only get 50 minutes for the quiz, so make sure you watch the video recording. If you want to take a few notes, we decided to do it this way because it allows you to pause, start again, do it on your own terms, fit it into your lifestyle, and you can go back and review stuff that you said, I didn't quite understand that. When it's live, the facilitator can't be rewound. You have to interrupt them and ask them questions and stuff. Here you have full control of the subject matter. So be ready for that. Watch this. I'm going to share the link, myself or Amanda, in Slack. But Amanda, why don't you tell us where else we can find those links? You have one video to watch every evening between now and Thursday. But some of you who are keeners, I don't want to mess with your system. If you want to watch them ahead of time, you can do that too. Amanda, where can we find these links?
Of course. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing a orientation on Notion. So that is our knowledge database where we hold all the information about the program. So tonight in Slack, I'll be sharing the main homepage for the database, as well as they'll be under the Bootcamp section. It'll be broken down by the days. So day one, you'll see where you can access the recorded video later on today. You can also access the PowerPoint slides that you can download. And then at the bottom of the page, there's going to be the link to the actual homework here. So what I'm going to do is I'll share my screen and I'll show you where to find that. Once we're posting this in Slack, that way you're able to find it a little bit easier. So you will go to the Bootcamp section one day. So I'll just give you a direct link to this day here. On this page, again, later on today, there'll be the ability to download the presentations. You can watch the Zoom session recordings here later on. If you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to see the link right here where you can watch the video. So simply click on that link. I am going to share not only this link, I'll invite you to the folder so that way you're able to access and watch the videos as well. But again, we're going to do a full orientation on Notion for tomorrow. Anything else to add to that, Dimitri?
Well, I think my battery's about to die in a second here, so I'm going to try and minimize the damage. One last thing here, share my screen. Hurry. All right. So the last thing here, if you can see, we've got some reading material. I highly emphasize the talking to humans. Again, that one, we will again include a link in Slack. So if you just don't know where to find it online, where's the web page? Where's the link? Go to Slack, it'll be there for you. So what we want you to do is start reading Talking to Humans. Very good information on everything we talked about today regarding interviewing and how to get those interviews and how to be effective during the interview and how to ask the right questions and so on. Good reading material, mandatory. The mom test is another one that we will direct you towards. This is not homework for tonight. This is kind of reading material between now and the beginning of core, which is 3 weeks away from now. The mom test, optional, but a great reading. It's mentioned a few times along the way, but another good read there. The business model generation and startup owners manuals, they're very heavy, thick books. It's like War and Peace. Use them as reference manuals. We're not expecting you to go in and read everything. We have a recommended readings section on Notion. So if you want to track with our program and actually do some reading because you're a reader, go for it. This is the kind of read. If you just want to use it as a reference manual or a field manual, whenever you're kind of saying, okay, I don't quite have enough knowledge or head knowledge about this one concept, go look it up in there and do a little more reading. It's there as a reference tool. That's all I have for today, guys. Fantastic start to the program. Really excited from what I heard so far from you guys. You sound like a phenomenal bunch. I'm expecting this to be an excellent experience for you as well as for us. So welcome to the community. And although this is a little small community, we're going to keep introducing you to the larger community on your campuses, as well as beyond that, introducing you to reach out to the entrepreneurial ecosystems in your geographical areas, in our areas, online, offline. The more you talk to entrepreneurs, the more you talk to stakeholders, the more you talk to subject matter experts, the more you talk to facilitators, mentors, coaches, everybody we put around you, those conversations are gold for you guys. So let's start there. That's all I have for you today, guys. You are released. Let's do a little bit of jazz hands here to start the day right. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Be ready for your quiz. Watch
Take care, everybody.
Video lecture tonight. That is content that you will need to understand things that are happening tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone.